Why do we sometimes fail while manifesting? Hey, hope you're well. And today, in this video, I want to explain to you why we sometimes fail while we are in our manifestation journey. So, I think you must have seen this for yourself. Sometimes you get success while you are in your manifestation journey. Sometimes you don't get the success that you're looking for. And you must have asked this question to yourself too. Why do I keep on failing in some areas and why do some areas come to me better? Or how can I maintain and make sure that the success that I'm looking for is something that grows sustainably, it gives me what I want fully, and I am able to celebrate it fully. You must have seen that I posted my last video. It's a success story, it's a beautiful success story where I share the story of one of my clients who got from a situationship to no contact to a relationship to getting married to having a baby. It has been one of the most wonderful stories that I have posted. But while I posted this story, I got a lot of DMs from people, and you must have been wondering too why some people get success so fast and why they receive it, and why sometimes you don't. So, in today's video, I want to explain to you why we fail in our manifestation journey and what are some steps that we can take to avoid that. So, the first reason why we fail in our manifestation journey is because we are constantly hot and cold. Now, I know that it might feel like I'm targeting you, but I'm not trying to target you. I'm just trying to be super honest. Are you actually consistent with your manifestation process? Are you actually consistent with your boundaries? Are you actually consistent with your mindset? Because the answer to most of that is usually going to come out to no. If you are constantly experiencing failure in your manifestation journey, it is somewhere because you are very hot and cold with how you are going after things. Maybe you do your routines some days and maybe then you don't. Maybe on some days you wake up super motivated and then the other days you just don't feel like doing it, so you don't. Maybe you decided that you want to manifest a specific person and you understood and recognized that they are giving you breadcrumbs and you stopped accepting those breadcrumbs in your life, but then they came to you with a bigger breadcrumb and you then went into it again. This recently happened with one of my clients, and I recently explained this to her. I'm absolutely happy that she took it very well and she is going to make sure that she changes. So, you should listen to this too. She was in a situation where this guy came into her life, and this guy gave her all these promises. I will commit to you, I will do all these things. And because this was this girl's first relationship, she actually got very excited with it and she got involved in it. But this guy's words were coming without action, they were coming without a proper commitment. Now, when she started creating a boundary and she started working on herself, for a while, this guy changed. He came back to her. He started confessing his feelings and he started doing all these things with her. But he still came without the commitment. Now, in her mind, she thought that, oh, this is something I had been looking forward to for such a long time. I just wanted him to tell me all these things. And she went back into a communication. She went back into accepting it. In her mind, she probably thought that, this is movement. And if I just go with him now, maybe he will give me more of that. But what this guy learned and what everyone is you pushed out here came out is that I am going to go back and I am going to start settling just if you come to me with a slightly bigger breadcrumb. Of course, what happened? This got taken away. The movement that she was getting went back again, and she started thinking, oh, maybe it is because something that I said, maybe it is some thought that I had. But no, it's not the thought that you had. It's the settling that you did. It's the constant acting on your feelings that we did, which got us into a similar set of results. So, if you are in a similar situation, you are constantly accepting hot and cold, I think it's time to have an honest conversation with yourself. And this honest conversation might feel hurtful, and that's okay. Sometimes what is correct for you can feel difficult to hear, but that does not mean that you don't have to hear it. In this moment, ask yourself, where am I settling? Where did I commit to a particular project and an idea and a new self that I'm going back on? Because if I am being hot and cold, then it's not a surprise that I'm failing. Because if I want full results, I will need to put in the full work, and that is what your focus should be. The second reason why you are probably failing in your manifestation journey is because there is a lot of shame and guilt with getting what you want. So, with this too, I will help you understand this with the help of an example. So the other day, a client came to me, right? And she told me about her relationship. She told me about her story, what happened with her. And what has happened here is that the story that she told me and the way that she portrayed this person is someone who's very, very negative, very, very bad, right? After further talking, further investigation, more conversations, I recognized and I told her that, there are some patterns that you had too, which pushed this person away. And if you were in a similar situation and he was doing the same thing, you would probably do that, right? You would also probably walk away. Now, what has happened is, even though she recognizes this now, over a period of time, she has told so many people that this guy is bad, this guy is this, men cheat on me, men do this, look, he's just like everyone else. And she has painted this picture of him in everyone else's mind that now she has so much shame and guilt in even getting back with this person. Because now she feels that, what, I gave this biased opinion to everyone about my situation. And now, if I get back with this person, what will everyone think of me? What will everyone say about me? And because of this guilt, she is not committing fully to her processes. If you are someone who feels that I have guilt towards my manifestations, and it does not just have to be because of this reason, you can have guilt maybe, and this is something that I had to, when you start earning a lot of money, right? When you start growing financially, and your friends who you grew up with, they are not doing the same thing as of now. This doesn't mean that they will not grow. It just means maybe they are not there now. Sometimes I used to feel that guilt that, what, maybe I'm growing away from this. Maybe I will have to let these friendships be, on a slightly secondary priority in my life. And that gave me a lot of shame. A similar thing happens a lot of times when we are trying to manifest things that maybe earlier we didn't believe in. Some people even have a difficult time just believing in the concept of manifestation because they came from a background or a thought process where they thought that it wouldn't work. And now they are surrounded with a bunch of people who also think that way. And changing their mindset comes up with a lot of shame and judgment. We as humans, and I know that you also know this, we hate being judged. We hate having someone think negative of us, right? And because of that, sometimes we can develop shame and guilt around our desires. If you have shame and guilt around your desires, a good way to solve that is to ask yourself, this opinion that I'm worried about, whose opinion is it? Is their opinion about me more important than the life that I want to live? Because eventually they care more about themselves than they care about me. That is how human beings are, right? I care more about me than I care about you, and you do the same thing. So, are you actually worried about someone's opinion more than you are caring about your ideal life? Because if that is the case, then you will keep on manifesting things out of shame, and you will keep on settling in your life because of it. And it wouldn't result into the place where you want it to be. Working with this shame and guilt is actually very crucial to receive full successes in your manifestations. Another reason why you are actually failing in your manifestations is because you don't feel safe receiving it. I know that I have talked a lot about safety in the past. So today I will cover a different aspect of it. When I say that you don't feel safe receiving what you want, it somewhere means that your mind has considered receiving your manifestation as a threat. So a small example is, let's say I have been into a relationship in the past and that relationship has turned and given me a lot of pain and hurt. So now my mind thinks of a relationship as a threat. So if I'm trying to manifest a relationship, my mind will constantly push me away from that because it doesn't feel safe receiving what I want. Another reason that this can happen is, and this is why sometimes we are afraid and we don't give our 100% to our manifestations, is because we are feeling afraid of feeling incompetent. So let's say I give 50% of my focus towards manifesting a relationship, and let's say it doesn't work. I can always tell myself that it was because I was not consistent. But let's say I give my 100% and it doesn't work. I will feel inadequate. I will probably feel that this process doesn't work. I will be left with no options. We all want to be left with options. A lot of times we don't give our 100% because we are afraid that giving our 100% might also result into failure, and we don't want to feel that. But the irony is, because we don't give our 100%, our 50% gets us 50% of the results, and we end up in failure in the first place. Give that chance to yourself. At least give that full chance to yourself. See where your 100% effort can lead you, because that's the only place that can get you success. Another reason why we fail while we are manifesting is because we are too dependent on our manifestations to feel better. If my whole life's focus is just to be in a relationship, if my whole life's focus is just to get a job, I will eventually end up not getting it. You will often see this. People who care the least about something get it the fastest. But why is that? Because desperation is not attractive. Desperation attracts more desperation. When you have made something the whole focus on your life, you end up getting desperate for it. You end up creating lack for it. You end up getting hungry for it. And you get that back. That's all that you keep on receiving back. And a big reason why it becomes difficult for us to enjoy it, it is because constantly we are in a state of lack towards it. So in our mind, it must feel that I'm focusing on it when I'm doing my affirmations and techniques. But overall, if it is making me more desperate, it is actually doing the opposite of what it is supposed to do. So if you are someone who has totally gotten yourself dependent on your manifestations to feel better, having a life outside of it, focusing on other areas of your life that can make you feel a better way, is going to help you detach a lot faster. So I hope that this video helps you. Try to cover these, try to work on these, and then you will receive your manifestation success a lot faster. I will see you in the next video.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share if you like the video. The link for my one-on-one coaching, my self-help courses, and my free newsletter are in the description box below.